yet. He thinks we're just slow dancing. You got it. It's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm excited to work a little bit with Booger today. That's our new little stud colt. And also show you a little trick that I learned years ago when I was just a teenager that worked then, and I think it's gonna work now. And so I'm excited to show you that, but before I do, someone's here to look at our roan gelding and possibly buy him. So anyway, gonna head down to the barn and sell the roan 16-month-old, and then we'll work with Booger. All right, you can see the truck and trailer following me in. They're gonna come check out this roan gelding. We bought him and we've been working with him. He's gotten really gentle and nice, and we gelded him, and he's a super nice horse, so I'm sure they'll take him. But I'll jump out and they can drive into the arena.
You said, let me tell you everything I've seen, friends I've made, and then you tell me how you've been. Look a little closer, it's been quite some time, but you gotta let me know if I'm out of line. But there's some words that I just wanna hear you say, to put it all straight before this night turns into day, and then I'm on my way. I'm on my way. A bit naive and so eager to please. You know I played for love, but it got me on my knees.
Well, a lot of people, when they come to get a horse, they ask, will it load? And my answer is always yes, it will load. But normally I assume they're coming in a bigger trailer, and I hate when people show up at a 2-horse trailer. No offense to those of you that like 2-horse trailers, but I've had some wrecks with 2-horse trailers, and it's just a scary thing for a horse to load in a 2-horse trailer. It's like walking up into a cave. And so even though I can get a horse to go into a 4-horse or a stock trailer pretty easily, sometimes they're very hesitant to get into a 2-horse trailer. So as you notice here, I put a butt strap on it. I just put a loop, my lasso there, and oftentimes that's enough pressure just to get them to jump up in. That way I'm putting pressure from behind instead of trying to pull them in. If you try to pull them in and all the pressure's coming from the front, then oftentimes they'll try to rear up and pull against it, and that's where I've seen some wrecks happen. I asked this young man if he'd lift the front leg and put it up in there, and he was trying and did a pretty good job. But see how Tony really reared back there? Well, that's when you can get a horse hurt, and we sure didn't want to get Roni hurt here. He's such a gentle, sweet horse, but that's a scary thing to load up into a 2-horse trailer. So we went at it again. again, you're not really pulling them up in the trailer. They're way too strong to be pulled into a trailer. If we were just pulling them in, we could get a winch and just pull them up in there, but that's going to cause accidents and not train them. But we're putting some pressure back behind their rear end there, behind his rear end, and that way the pressure's coming from behind. You're not trying to pull them up in, you're just trying to kind of push them up in. And so to relieve the pressure, they start going forward instead of trying to fight backwards. So rope up through the trailer just so I had even more leverage and could push on it. And some of you are probably saying, you're crazy pushing on a horse's butt like that. And maybe I am, but the truth is I have not seen many horses kick when you got that butt strap on them. And so we got that front leg in, and we were just trying to get him the rest of the way in. He really did so good, considering just weeks ago he was a wild horse. But there you go. I just decided to kind of push him up in there. Once those front feet are in, oftentimes they'll jump right up in there, but he wasn't quite ready to jump in there. Like I say, that's like going up into a cave, and that's scary for a young horse. Again, if you're buying a horse trailer, I would pay the additional cost to have at least a 3-horse slant, maybe a 4-horse or stock trailer. It's a scary thing for horses to go into these 2-horse trailers. Once you have them trained, that's great. But anytime you're picking up a horse that's not trained, it's going to be a tough process.
Roni's heading to a new home. These guys promised me they're gonna rope on him in the NFR someday, so.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you guys. Yeah. I'll open the gate on the way out and you guys can just flip around and. Actually introduce the problem real quick, if I can.
You have a problem?
Well, I don't have a problem.
There you go.
So you might be able to tell there's a little bit of bow, and I've already been doing my little trick for a couple days. I just hadn't got it videoed, but there's a little bit of a bow out. It was worse a few days ago, but years ago when I was a teenager, we had a horse like that, and I had an idea to kind of stretch those tendons, and so this is what I do. See, it just stretches these tendons. It looks like I'm dancing with Booger. And it just stretches those tendons out. It's not hurting him. And I only spend a few minutes, or not even minutes, maybe 1 minute, stretching those out. And yet, he thinks we're just slow dancing. You got it. It's okay. It's okay. All right, there you go, Booger. You did good. Those legs are straightening out. Those tendons are stretching. And man, he's gonna be nice. He's got mud all over him because we irrigated yesterday. So that's why he doesn't look quite as pretty. He's got mud all over his face and side, but oh, don't. Take an opportunity to mess with his legs. All right, there you go, Booger. So there you go. If you ever have a colt that has some bowed tendons, I don't know if that's the veterinarian term for them, but if those tendons are awful tight and it's holding those legs kind of tight like a bow, just stretch those tendons out for a minute or two each day while they're a baby like this. It looks a little funny if you try that when they're 1,200 pounds, so I don't know that I'd try it with your older horses. So anyway, if you've liked this video, please subscribe. Let us know what you think of Booger. We're pretty excited about this little red roan stud colt here on the farm. Already debating if we should keep him or not, but I already have 66 on the farm, so I don't know what to do. But anyway, thanks for watching. All right, so I'm gonna take the donkeys and maybe Poco, the mule, down to a pasture we have away from the property so I can bring home my brother Levi's mare and her filly. I need to get that filly broke to lead because the new owner is gonna pick that one up here in a few weeks. Actually having it shipped back east. We've never had a colt get shipped, so that'll be an interesting process to watch. But